Heroes of Might and Magic. It's a series that once gripped the computer gaming scene through its imaginative worlds, lore, and combat. It captured the essences of so many different fantasies and molded them finally into one rich game. But what exactly is Heroes of Might and Magic? This series is part of a greater franchise plainly called Might and Magic, which for the most part shares lore across their respective universes. In the 90s, these RPG classics helped shape and define PC gaming. I can remember as a child my brother often being the person who guided my taste in gaming. He threw me into the dark, endless church basement that was Diablos. He helped me explore the seemingly endless landscape of Final Fantasy I, and we challenged the might of Ganon together in the fields of Hyrule. I mean, anything he played, I wanted to as well, and this included Heroes of Might and Magic 3. This game was especially important in shaping my understanding of gaming because of its simple yet complex nature. A strategy turn-based RPG was something I had never really touched at the time. Everything in the RPGs I had played were randomized to a point where the strategy part was left out. I mean, Final Fantasy and Diablo were certainly great games, and required a certain level of thought, but Heroes, every step of the way through that game has an impact upon your gameplay, quite literally. The game allows you to choose from 3 different main modes: single scenario, campaign, and multiplayer. Yes, this game actually had online multiplayer, and for the time, that was a big deal. Depending on what you choose affects your short and long-term goals. Single scenario might have you using a unique strategy in order to complete the objective quickly, while campaign mode might have you leveling up your heroes in preparation for the next part. Regardless of what you pick, you're thrown into the world of Heroes. You're usually given a hero to explore the world map that is filled with plenty of useful items ranging from artifacts to gold to resources, all of which help you expand your town. The game has a healthy balance of trying to maintain your town while exploring further into the fog of war. And depending on how difficult the scenario or campaign is, you might have trouble doing so. There are always creatures and monsters standing in your way, not to mention the enemy heroes trying to capture the same objectives as you. And keep in mind, your movement is limited each day, so every step you take truly does count. But let's talk about the true nature of the game rather than divulging into the minor details. This game's greatest success is customization. You are constantly given impactful choices that determine what kind of spells, troops, heroes, and towns that you have. The game itself is so well designed that you will always have something meaningful to do. And let's be honest here, the town selection is absolutely phenomenal. I am constantly discussing the strengths and weaknesses of each town with my friends and Twitch viewers. It's just so damn fun. Some towns like Fortress have great early game and great defenses, while other towns like Tower have better late game with great spell support. Each day that passes by, you're allowed to create a new structure in your town, which again, depending on your town, your build path may change and vary. While I admit there may be slight imbalances in certain towns, the game for the most part allows you to play any of them and succeed. The main reason that will influence your choice of town comes down to the theme and the troops. Once you get a good grip on each town's unique characteristics, you'll be hooked. The game itself looks and feels like a PC game from the 90s, what with its 2D sprites that attempt to pop out at you. Some of the game's art has aged well, whilst other pieces have not. You can get over the tacky looking CG scenes when you're actually getting into the thick of the campaign modes. Sometimes the story is compelling, and other times the game will make stupid one-liners as you progress. Regardless, the game itself has aged like a fine wine. You can honestly get lost in the game with how much meaningful content it has to offer. There's nothing more satisfying than achieving an expert skill in every category you've chosen and feeling how powerful your hero and town has become. Let's move forward into discussing the heart of the game, the combat. It's basically a complicated game of chess. Though you aren't always guaranteed a fair fight, the amount of strategy and thought that can go into each battle will sometimes melt your brain. Your troop numbers along with your hero's stats and spells are essentially your shield and sword. They both provide you the path to victory. Your style of fighting really depends on what kind of town you chose. Does it have ranged units? What kind of unique abilities do your troops have? How far can they walk each turn? How many troops does your town provide you with each week? I mean, these questions highlight the fundamentals of battle. but it doesn't include the depth and planning that comes with each decision you've made up until before that particular battle began. So naturally, the game's flow is very solid. You never feel like anything is the game's fault, only yours. Unless, of course, you're playing on the hardest difficulty level, which can provide enough challenge for any hardcore player. There are skills like luck and morale that make battles a little bit too frustrating, but those two skills are still choices made by the players. Nonetheless, the combat in this game never gets old. This game holds up as one of my favorite games ever. It is a timeless experience and will give you a good idea of what good games were like back in the late 90s. If you're getting into game design or just want to understand why this is a cult classic, then I highly recommend this game to you. As I stated before, I believe this game is truly aged well. Its combat is challenging, building your heroes and towns are addicting, and exploring the world is compelling. It is truly a masterpiece that many cherish and love, especially since the release of its lackluster sequels. I give this game a 9.5 out of 10. Hey guys, thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I really appreciate it. Enjoy some of the beautiful music of Heroes a bit before you disappear. Jeff and I have a lot more content coming your way, so make sure you hit the subscribe and like buttons, and don't forget to leave a comment down below as well. Until next time, thanks for watching.